Richard, you have you've retired early, you've traveled the world, you have it all. Are you happy right now?
No, no.
Good question.
Yeah. Like, I can do happy. I do happy when I'm supposed to do happy. But
Mm,
when I'm thinking about where I should be and where I'm at, I blew 10 years of my life playing video games. Where's my book? Book ain't done, right? Should have a global movement going on there. Where's my crypto, right? That's going pretty well. I'm happy about that.
Hmm.
It's optimal gameplay. Like, it's the best thing I could possibly do. I'm very, very happy with that decision. It's probably the best thing I got going on. I'm very happy with my relationships. But if I'm not with my friends, right? Like, I'm bantering with you guys. I'm having fun with you guys. If I don't have an audience to hold me to a high standard,
mm,
then I will just be, I won't say unhappy, but I'm just goal oriented. I'm just doing stuff, right?
Complacent, which is not where you want to be.
Well, focused, right?
Hmm.
Or, I mean, I'll be one of two things. I'll either be focused or feeling bad that I'm not, right?
is
So
It's
for
hard
me,
from the
like,
moment to moment.
happiness isn't what I want to do. If I wanted to do happiness, I'd smoke weed, right? Makes you happy, right? It just costs you effectiveness,
Made
is
depending
me
that
on how you
paranoid.
do
is
it.
that the issue, Richard? Are you having issues, which I have too, is living in the moment and not worrying about the future or regretting the past? Is that something you struggle with?
Be here now, bitches.
I do very well to ignore the past. If I want to think
Mhm.
about the past and
Good for
find
you.
pain, it's the bear market. Easy to do that, right? And I've lost millions of dollars and had people rob me and, had friends shoot themselves and kill themselves in cars that I bought them and shit. Like, I've got a lot of suck in my past if I care to look at it. I just don't care to look at it. I'm always focused on the future.
Good for you, man.
So it's, there's two ways that you can deal with problems. You can either recode your feelings to the problem, which is the better solution, but it takes more time, or you can just never think about it. They both actually work. That theory that you have to have the 5 stages of grief, it is not true. Several different styles of grieving work fine, and not grieving is a style that works fine. So I tend to do that one. Now, the downside is if you take that shortcut and then that shitty memory comes up, it sucks a little bit more because you haven't re-encoded it to not suck, right? So everyone has the same types of events occur to them, and you can't change the events, but you can change your opinion about the events, right? So two people can have a terrible father, and one of them could have a wonderful life because how couldn't he? Look at how bad our dad was. And then the other guy could have a terrible life, and his excuse would be, well, how couldn't I? Look how bad my dad was, right? So if it's not the things that happen to you, it's the meanings that you assign to those things.
Your
So
perspective.
yeah, like if I wanted to be happier, I know how to do it and I could do it, but I just don't give a fuck about it right now. Like, I care about getting shit done. And if I thought happy got shit done more, I would do happy, but I don't think it does.
So have you given up the video games, or if
Oh
you
yeah, I
still
haven't
game,
played
what do you
video
play?
games in forever, like years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I wrote a guide on it. Made a video on it. Richard Hart, how to quit video games,
I
and
don't want to
it's
watch that
wonderful.
video. I love it
I
too much.
I'm addicted to this, like
Twitter.
doing this right now, being on podcasts and being on Twitter. That's my addiction. I've got 18 months of sobriety, and my new addiction is this. And
It's better
like you
addiction.
said, I think something I've noticed with you, Richard, is maybe you are kind of addicted to this. You've done 4
Yeah.
podcasts today.
Well, I try to avoid these things
Hmm.
because they eat up a lot of time. So they eat up
Right.
setup time, tear down time, and then I have to add screens at the end of the videos, right? The end screens, and then I
Editing,
have
yeah.
to edit
Post.
all the comments that come out. It there's a lot of other time that happens around these things that aren't the thing, right? So I try to avoid these things because lasting value, how many people are going to watch this video a year from now, right? Now, if I
Right.
would have put the same amount of time into my book, how many people would read that from a year from now? So not all communication has the same scale. This is awesome scale, right? This is way better than talking to someone on the street, right? We're talking to masses, thousands of people right now. That's great. However, podcasts and blogging tend to not have evergreen, lasting style, whereas books and game theory and businesses have multi-decade lasting power. So I try to focus on those things. Obviously, I'm not that good at it because look at how much I tweet, right?
Right.
So I'm getting there, like tweeting a lot less, working a lot more. Tweeting and social media is a addictive habit, and for most people a bad one, because we have found larger audiences. It is less of a bad habit for us. You know, if I have good ideas, sharing them with 50,000 people when I tweet, it's nice, you know, and I have good ideas relatively often. Maybe once a week I have a pretty good idea, you know?